So just finished with sorting stuff, and this is the aftermath of the tray. It is just nasty as can be. So I just finished processing some of the stuff. I have no idea if these codes are used or not, but feel free to use them if you want, if they are even available in the first place. Yeah, so then some more progress has been made on the stuff. Here there is only that tray left, and then after that we're going to be able to part that out, but currently we're looking at most likely not until like Monday for something like that. Yeah, so just finished going through the 3 sets that were with the bulk that we just got at the end of the previous vlog. One, the Boba Fett mech thing was new, but the rest of it was used, and there was no minifigures in the sets. That's how it's advertised, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. Yeah, so normally it feels a bit weird to just, if you have a brand new set, to just mostly sell it as bulk by the pound, but for that one it's a one-off set. We have a lot of stuff to do, and we might get like an extra 15 bucks or so parting it out, but since it's a one-off set, it will take just a fair amount of time on its own. And yeah, so just either leave the set floating around for ages, and then part it out at some time, or option 2, take out the minifigure, sell it, and then let the set sit around for ages until we can part it out, or option 3, take the minifigure out, get a good amount of money for it relative to the price paid, and then just put the rest by the pound, and then you don't have to worry about it. So we went with that option. It was, I think it's like $20 for the set. Normally it parts out for like 20 to 25 or maybe 30 bucks or so, and the minifigure is worth like 10 bucks or so. And then if we sell it by the pound, it was about maybe $3 of bricks or so. So it's less money, but the thing is, it saves us probably an hour or so of time. Well, maybe a bit less, I don't know. But yeah, we got the minifigure that we can list at some point now. Yeah, so that is done, and the first video is now edited. I have to download the clips for the vlog, then I'll work on that. Yeah, just messaged another person, and yeah, currently potentially looking at another 42 pounds of bulk, potentially Monday or Tuesday. We're still trying to figure some of that stuff out. Yeah, then I might just finish up the set over here and potentially work on that. And then after that, if we have some time, I will see if I can start on the bulk, or might just work on the bulk and leave the set. I'm not sure, but I'll get to work. But yeah, then of the 17 pounds of the bulk we listed just last night at the new $11 mark, 16 pounds is already sold. So yeah, who knows? We might have to see if it still goes up or something. Because yeah, we are still selling out faster than we can get it in. So yeah, we'll see what we do on that. So then yeah, next up we're working on the other 5-pound one. I'm leaving the accessory one for the moment. I'll probably work on it next or something. But I just wanted to try and go through this one here because it was looking more interesting, and stuff like that. Yeah, I was going to work on editing the vlog, but with the recent iOS update, you can't force clips to go to the cloud after you record them. Like, you could just press sync now or something, and it says it's synced though, and in previous times it would just upload the clips right away, but for some reason it's just not uploading the clips, so I can't edit that. I know there might be some way to do it, but I've got the other thing processing. It might have just finished, and I'll work on that. So then I'll probably have to work on the vlog next week then. Yeah, then I will get to work on this, and yeah, we'll see how many more we can get ready for listing on eBay. And yeah, so these here are just the ones from some of the other stuff. The Boba Fett there, and yeah, just a couple things. And so we were able to actually find the guy's sword, because there was a sword in the thing, but I thought it was the wrong one for some reason, but it is actually the correct one for him, so got that. And then in the bulk stuff that we got just a little while ago, whereas I was finally able to get that reddish brown clip to complete him. So that's completed now, and stuff like that. So we got a bit of stuff done there. I did move the stuff into a small container on the side, then yeah, work on more still rather than leaving it there, just because there's always getting in the way. So yeah, good progress. So I think what I'm going to do before I forget again is I am actually going to just do a quick batch with just the Indiana Jones minifigs, just so I can try and get that stuff sorted out. So for anyone curious, this here is all of them here. Just gonna mix it around a little bit just to get the soap a little bit more closely connected with that stuff. I didn't wash the hats or pouches because those were brand new, and that's not supposed to be in there. Surprisingly, the label somehow never got wet. That is something there. I'll fix that. But yeah, then just add water and I'll get it washing. It's a lot less than normal, but I really don't want to mix it with other stuff because it's just Indiana Jones, and so then if I have to separate it out and stuff like that, make it a bit difficult. So yeah, we'll just keep it like this. So it just finished a few moments ago. I'll unplug that, and yeah, so the Indiana Jones, and the light's moving a little bit. It's not wanting to stay there. Remove that in a bit. Close enough. But yeah, so we will get this stuff dried off, and then hopefully we can add some quantity to that listing again. But yeah, then after that's done, I can start working on the minifigures. So yeah, then not really that much in here per se or anything like that. There's a little bit of stuff, but yeah. So these here were relatively clean-ish. They weren't taken out of used lot. They were purchased a long time ago. But the one thing that I wanted to try out now is, now that we've got this sink here, is yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of soap and stuff like that, and maybe a little bit of dirt and stuff that's a little bit stuck and stuff like that. So I'm curious how it would work if I, after it's washed, I added a bit more water and then use that to wash it a few times, and yeah, just to kind of see what happens. I also put all of them in the exact same container because I thought that might be a bit of fun for some reason. And yeah, so then we'll just do that. It's not dry yet or anything like that, but then if we can just take it out and empty the water and then put it back in and see what happens if we do that once or twice. Actually, I can probably just go like this because yeah, there's a little bit of soap on here because I probably put a little bit too much soap for it, so that should help with that. And then also, in theory, it might just help if there's like a little bit of dirt or something stuck. We'll see on that. But yeah, I'm just curious how well this will work. I'm not sure how much water you're supposed to have in this thing, because I think this is originally like a lettuce cleaner thing or something, and it's meant to remove the water. At this point, it's more so just moving the stuff around like that. But yeah, I'm curious to see if it'll make a difference there. If we do that, I'm not sure at all, but it's just a fun thing, and I'm still recording because some people might find it interesting just doing this stuff because it's fun to do, so some people might find it fun to watch. And then we can just spin a whole bunch of the water out like normal then, but I should probably raise it up to the counter for that. But the bottom of the container is going to be all have a whole bunch of water and stuff, so yeah, we'll see on that. But in theory, this might help, even if only slightly, probably nothing too major. And yeah, we can just I'll do it one more time, and then I'll probably stop recording so I can just get it out of the sink and stuff like that. But in theory, this might help there, but no idea on that, and that thing is really moving. And then yeah, we can pull the lever there and get that there and start draining that. And yeah, making progress. But yeah, then the cutting board actually broke from the weight of the thing, so we might need a better one. But yeah, we'll see if we can show the stuff there. So I'm not sure if we can get some good lighting or something, but before and after, you can see a little bit of stuff there. It's nothing too crazy or anything like that, but it still cleans it up at least a little bit. And this here is one of the cleaner ones. As we know, when we go and wash the stuff that we get from the bulk lots from like eBay and stuff like that, then that stuff there is just filthy and it leaves a lot here. But this one here, being from another seller and not really being mixed per se with too much other stuff, it seems to be at least relatively clean. So we had the table in the other room, but since the computer is here, instead of bringing it from there to here to figure it out, just might as well bring the table over. So the sets have now been completely parted out and still have a little bit of time to continue listing some inventory. So yeah, then hopefully we can get some more sets parted out soon and yeah, continue working. So then we did just complete another deal. This one here, the person listed 100 pounds of Lego. Then I messaged them asking if it was available. They said it was not available, but that they had other stuff. So then I messaged them about that. And eventually it led to this. So they had 42 pounds of Lego. And they were asking $250 for that, or $300 if I also picked up all the base plates. I mean, it's not like they're going to be that profitable per se, but they look to be in relatively good condition and stuff like that. And it's like $100 of base plates, give or take a bit there. So I was like, might as well just help the guy just move the stuff. And yeah, so then it was $300. But then when my parents got there to pick it up, since I pay them to pick it up in some cases, then they just, and yeah, it also included a few minifigs there. Then they just threw in this box here for free. And yeah, it's just another box. I don't know if there's a size on it somewhere or something, but it's probably another 20-30 pounds or so. And not all of it, but most of it is Bionicle. So yeah, that was very unexpected. And yeah, we already found multiple decently rare parts that go for $5, $10, $15 or so and stuff like that. So yeah, lots of rare things. And yeah, it's a box of Bionicle. You can't go wrong with that. So that was very unexpected and very nice of them to include that. So yeah, just $300, and then also a sorting container thing here. So yeah, $300 Canadian all in, plus I have to pay for the delivery and stuff. Not sure what the amount for that will be exactly yet, but yeah, I'd say that that's pretty good. And then for those curious, this here is some minifigure parts that were separated. There are still more mixed in, not too many I don't think, but still at least a few. And yeah, this here is what it was. And yeah, we can see there's some nice troll heads and stuff like that. Then that, and original 501st Clone Trooper. And then I saw it in here, right here, we've got a General Grievous, and those guys are always like real solid. So yeah, just lots of interesting stuff. Some of it's chewed up badly and stuff, and then some of it's in really nice condition. So yeah, just lots of stuff. And yeah, the containers have a bit of a smell. We're not sure if it's a Lego that has the smell or the containers that have the smell. But yeah, there is like a micro thing from, it almost looks like Friends, but it's definitely not because it's way too small. But yeah, there's definitely a bit of a smell, but we're not sure if it's from the bricks or the containers themselves. So yeah, as we sort it and stuff like that, we'll see after we remove the Lego and remove the garbage and stuff like that if the bricks have a smell. And if they still have that weird smell, it's not a smoke smell, it's just like that smell that's like in storage. I think it's the water smell or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got a slight smell to it. So yeah, if it leaves when we get rid of the containers, then that's good. But otherwise we will wash Lego, because normally we don't wash the bulk Lego because yeah, it's just, we don't have the time or anything for that, and people seem to be fine buying it, because we sold like 600 pounds or so of the bricks now with washing them and stuff like that, and they sell. No one's had any problems. It's described in the listing and stuff like that. But if these ones do smell and stuff like that, then we still will wash whatever ends up going to that. But we'll see on that. Then I had a real weird and bizarre case. A buyer filed a non-shipping seller against me on Bricklink, and they initially messaged me a couple days ago saying that their order was marked as delivered to Texas, and it's really weird because their order was shipped to letter mail in Canada. And for those who don't know, letter mail in Canada is shipped with stamps, and stamps don't have any tracking, so there's no way their order could have been marked as delivered in Texas if it with a tracking number, because there just isn't a tracking number. So yeah, the really bizarre thing. But then yeah, I messaged the buyer initially saying that their order had no tracking, so it couldn't be that. and also it was shipped from a different city than I live in, so it couldn't be that either. And that I think that they're confused. And then after a day or so, they filed a non-shipping seller alert against me, and then I messaged them again because they quoted me in their uh, alert, but they didn't respond to me. So I messaged them again, asking them where they got the tracking number from, and then they responded saying that they got it from a spam email and they just assumed it was from the order and never checked or something. I don't know. But yeah, then they closed out the alert and it's back to normal. So really bizarre things happening. That's life though. You always have random things happening there. But yeah, then lots to get done today because yeah, we're potentially going to have someone do a little bit of testing to see if they're able to store some of the stuff. Because yes, that's the goal. With the bulk, it sells well, but yeah, I have to work on the minifigures and stuff like that. So if we can get someone to pick it up and someone to sort it, then even if it doesn't really have much or any profit for the thing, then it does help get a little bit of income for people who can use it. And then, yeah, it just works out that way. And we still will earn a little bit of money from it. And we get some inventory for eventually when we run out, but it'll probably be a while before we can get to some of that stuff because yeah, there's just a lot of stuff to work on. But yeah, so then there's that, and we'll see if we can get that rolling, because if we can, that would be nice on that. But yeah, lots to do, and I'll get to work. So yeah, even though I'm generally avoiding the bulk and stuff, the Bionicle is like whenever there's something like this, like when I avoid sorting like the most of the bulk, I still will be sorting through some of the more specialized stuff like this, and in the future, possibly more of the normal stuff again as time frees up. So yeah, just went through the stuff, and I think that might be a contender for one of the nastiest Lego bricks I have ever found. And yeah, so this stuff is the Bionicle. Amazing to get it as a toss in and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like everything in life. It's usually not quite as good as it seems initially. Because yeah, this stuff here, it's more so about removing what can be kept and then throwing out everything else rather than removing the stuff to throw out and keeping everything else. Because yeah, just a lot of the stuff is either not even Lego, or it's just completely destroyed. I'll see if I can find an example here. Well, I mean that one there, it's not too crazy, but it's just nasty stuff. Well, that's actually a nice one there. We got a Magna Guard torso, but the arm is all chewed up. Throw that onto the side there. So you can still get a few good things in here. It seems like some things are just completely fine. Meanwhile, other things are just broken, and some things are just covered in bite marks and stuff. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is just completely unsalvageable. So for each tray, I maybe get a dozen things or so I can keep, and everything else just usually ends up getting tossed then, because nothing to do with just stuff like that. But yeah, I think that this container here might be a top contender for the nastiest container I have ever sorted through. But even so, we're still able to get some good parts out of it. Like, just pulled this part out, and those who don't know, that's like a $20 dish or so. So yeah, it still has good parts in it. But yeah, most of it is just nasty, and it's been a while since I used it, and I have to see if it's still here. I think it is, but occasionally when I get parts, when I get lots that are just super dusty or super nasty or something, I just have to wear a mask, because otherwise my nose it goes crazy. It is just nasty stuff. But I mean, I won't complain. Well, I mean, I am complaining to an extent, but I won't complain or something about having it, because yeah, still able to salvage parts, able to get some parts that would have probably sat in this container for a long time. It wouldn't be that big of a surprise if this guy's offered it to other people to try and get it gone and no one accepted it. But yeah, so we should be able to do that. And then yeah, so once we salvage the parts we can, then yeah, I am probably going to have to do multiple runs on the ultrasonic cleaner in order to get these parts to be usable and stuff like that. But yeah, from what I understand, the parts are from a completely different area or something as the other parts we got from them. Like, all the other stuff we got is like relatively overall nice condition here. Like, it's like not horrible or anything like that. It was just that one box. Everything else is like pretty standard. So yeah, not too bad for the other stuff, but yeah, this one here is going to be an interesting one to go through. And so yeah, initial sorting with the other stuff is we got some stuff here, and I think I forgot to take off the bricks because the base was damaged there. So we will just salvage some of the bricks here real quick. But yeah, so it's just still practicing and stuff like that. So yeah, bulk there. And then the parts to list kept aside here, and then garbage stuff they're finding. And yeah, they're just slowly working at that stuff, seeing what can be done. But yeah, lots of work, and I will get back to work. I'm going to take out the carts. I don't forget to pull orders because I feel that I am going to get quite distracted with this Bionicle stuff just to get it done. And yeah, normally like to keep the containers on the side because you can always use them or donate them. But this container here particularly, once it's done, is just going right in the garbage. It is just too far gone. So yeah, making some more progress. Might be able to finally see the bottom of the container. The tray and stuff like that is nasty. I've had to go through multiple gloves. But yeah, it is just good old fun of the used stuff. Definitely getting my nose running a lot. There is just a lot of hair in here. Like, I found a lot of hair in a lot of times, but it's like excessive this time. Even compared to those, found your classic used Band-Aid, which I did not want to show on the vlog because that's a little bit much to even show on a vlog. I mean, it's just a Band-Aid and it's like closed up and stuff like that, but like, it's still just a bit much for a Lego vlog. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff, and yeah, just most of it's ending up in the garbage, but we're still getting some parts that we're going to wash a couple times. Honestly, I'm curious how many times I'll wash it, because I'll probably just wash it until once it's done, there's like nothing left. So it could be one wash, so that's really unlikely. Probably, I'm thinking at least 3 wash cycles until it's actually clean. But yeah, we'll see on that. But yeah, very interesting stuff. But I mean, yeah, it was free. But yeah, so hopefully get some good stuff out of it. So just finished with sorting stuff, and this is the aftermath of the tray. It is just nasty as can be, and yeah, we are going to be washing that up a little bit later, but well, I'll stop recording so I don't drip this everywhere. But yeah, then we got these 3 containers here of parts that we're going to try and clean up, see what we can use and stuff like that. Then we got the box here that's all nasty. I didn't want to remove the last of the stuff from that. 1 garbage can was filled, so we've already filled up part of another one. But yeah, we are basically going to just wash these multiple times until we can see if it's clean or something. So yeah, then just have it in the thing here. And the main reason why I'm going to be doing it multiple times rather than just like a longer amount of time in here is because the main thing I want to do is change out the water. And so in order, and clean out the bottom of the container so that it doesn't keep moving around. Or if it does it like that, I'm not entirely sure. But basically, I'll just try and remove it and then clean it out, fresh water and stuff like that for the next one. And yeah, we'll see just how big of a difference it is between them. And yeah, we'll see if we'll need at least 2 minimum to see what happens, because you can't know until you've got one that's got clean water after it. So yeah, we will see what happens. But yeah, going to start this then. The first run just finished, and I guess we'll see what it looks like for these guys here. Just always move them around a little bit, just to help get any dirt or something off. And then yeah, I have to, well, I might store them on that table temporarily, just so that I can empty it all and stuff. But yeah, we'll get it cleaned up and see what the bottom looks like. So yeah, then just finished now removing all of the parts, and yeah, we can see a lot of stuff just floating around. And also, it's a little bit more visible in person, but the water is a lot filthier than it has been other times. So yeah, we are going to drain this, and yeah, you can see just how nasty that water is there and stuff like that. But yeah, we are done with wash 1, and it might actually only be 2 washes for this. I don't know, maybe it is real good at getting a lot of stuff off. Let's just pick up a random thing here, and it looks nice and clean and stuff here. That's just bubbles there. But yeah, it doesn't feel filthy or anything like that, so that's a good start. I know several of the parts I put in here did have marker and stuff on them, so that stuff will probably stay and stuff like that. But yeah, it is good progress, and we'll see what the bottom of the thing looks like once the water's drained. So yeah, then for the initial wash, I did use a lot more soap than I normally do, just because of how dirty it was and stuff like that. So yeah, I put one layer of soap at the bottom, then there's 3 containers, and I put soap after each layer, then I put a little bit on top, and then I put a little bit in the water is going, and yeah, so lots of soap, so that should hopefully help. But yeah, it's already getting emptier, and we can see just all the hair and stuff like that was in the stuff, and yeah, it's almost empty. And then I did find a second band-aid. Actually, I can't remember if I already said that, because I said I found the first band-aid earlier, but there's a second one in the stuff, so yeah, real weird stuff. And I just realized I forgot to lift up the thing, and I don't really quite think I can, well, swap the stuff to grab the cutting board. But yeah, it's just holding it here, trying to get it emptier, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to really empty all that much more right now. I think the hair might have clogged it or something, so we'll take a look. So we can move this stuff around, and yeah, that is just, let's move that stuff out of the way of the drain, and it's starting to move a little bit of water again. But yeah, that is nasty stuff removed from it. Yeah, that is probably a record, I'm thinking, for stuff removed. And yeah, so we will finish draining this and then wash it again and see what it looks like after that. So yeah, then the stuff is now back in again, and like always just double check there's no water or anything on the plug before plugging it in. That is plugged in again, and yeah, I will start it. So it just finished for the second time, and yeah, we will unplug that and just mix it around a little bit. And yeah, the water still looks a little bit dirty, but compared to last time, it looks much cleaner. So that is a great start there. And yeah, we will, this time, I'm actually not planning to wash it a third time. So, like, I mean, if it is still dirty, a whole bunch at the bottom, I will. But yeah, this time I will put it out to actually dry this time, rather than just stack it in a pile on the side. So I'm just working on spinning the last batch, and already looking at it, compared to the first one, there is very little. I can see one hair down there, I can see one hair over there, and a few specks here, a couple more things over there and stuff, but it's practically nothing compared to the first one. So yeah, it definitely seems to have gotten it pretty much all in one go. And we will just start emptying that now. And yeah, that is honestly a surprise. The Lego does look clean now and stuff like that. And so now that it's been spun dry, and then with one hand, I'll probably drip a little bit here. But then yeah, now that it's been spun dried, remove tile there apparently, and I think that's garbage. I'll get that in a minute. But yeah, now that it's been dried with the spinner and is now on the towel, it can dry. And yeah, if I pick up any part, it's no longer nasty looking. So I'd say it has definitely done a very good job. There's no smell, nothing. It is just amazing quality here. I am definitely not going to be leaving out this step pretty much ever. I can't think of anything, any used lot that I'd buy that I'd leave this step out now, because it is just amazing how clean it is. And that fell a little, but yeah, so great progress on that, and I will just wait till it's empty, show how much is at the bottom again, and then get back to work on the stuff over there. Although I do have to pack a bit of the bulk. We didn't get the rest of the bulk there finished sorting today, but we should be able to get that sorted soon, and then we have all the other stuff we got today. But yeah, good progress. But yeah, the last of it is draining. So yeah, we can take a look at the results. And yeah, like I mentioned, there's a little bit of stuff there, one there, and a couple closer to the drain, and a few marks and specks. But yeah, compared to the very first one, very little. There's gonna be a bit more around the drain that we can pick up here. But yeah, so definitely worth a second wash, I believe, considering just the original condition of this and how we are still finding a little bit of stuff here. But yeah, it is quite good at cleaning it up, it seems. And yeah, initially I was like, with most of the bulk stuff, I would just kind of leave it, and then we'd work on the bricks after we've caught up on the minifigures. However, since we did end up washing these, I might get a bit of that stuff listed then, once we get around to it, though it's entirely possible it'll also just kind of stay around somewhere until eventually it can be listed and when there's time. But either way, it is now drying, and there is some good stuff in here. I did, when I was working on it, I didn't check the values of everything or anything like that like I would normally do when going through the stuff. I just basically took out anything that wasn't completely destroyed and put it here. And yeah, some of the stuff, obviously I still did grab damaged stuff there, but that's to be expected. And yeah, we will go through it and list it eventually. But yeah, we are done with the washing of it. So yeah, this here is all that was salvaged out of that like 25-pound container. If I had to guess, this is probably around 10 pounds, I want to say. Maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 pounds, maybe a little bit more. Because yeah, normally a 5-pound bag I have laid out on the table for the most part of minifigures, but these things are more dense and stuff like that. In the original container, probably 25 to 35 pounds for that. But yeah, good progress. Just sold something I've had listed for years. I'll open up this bag here, but this is a figure type thing from a board game. And yeah, so Epic Duels was a Star Wars board game. Got it at a thrift store a long time ago, and yeah, it was incomplete, so listed a whole bunch of the individual parts, and at first a whole bunch sold, but the rest for the most part have just kind of sat for years. And yeah, just sold this one here for $10. Yogurt name. So then today we're shipping out 581.63, and that is for the bulk here. And yeah, we only had a little bit of the bulk, so didn't get that much listed. So well, but we still sold out of it again like normal. So yeah, 2 things of 1 pound, because when it was first relisted, someone bought 1 pound, but then someone bought, I think there's 5 pounds, then 10 pounds, and there's only 1 pound left, so that's why there's 2 1-pound ones. But normally 1-pound ones are relatively rare, and this tape, I think because it's right next to the heater, is not liking to stay on too much, so just have to fix all that stuff there when we ship it out. So yeah, sold 10, 15, 16, 17 pounds, and then that one had 2 free pounds, that one had 1 free pound. So yeah, sold that stuff there. And then also a couple of orders on Bricklink and Brick Owl, and then a couple minifigures on eBay. And yeah, so that is what sold. And yeah, the sorting is having some good progress made, and including, I think that this here is a valuable mask from Bionicle. I'd have to double check, but I think they said that it was like a $20 mask, but I'm not entirely sure because I haven't checked, and I might be mixing it up with something else. So some interesting parts there. But yeah, then yeah, I'm still working on this stuff here because yeah, yesterday I got real distracted with all of the Bionicle stuff. Speaking of which, I can probably turn the fan off now. And then yeah, this stuff here is perfectly dry and nice and clean again. Well, that's the same one I picked up yesterday. I think that's still a bit worn there and stuff. But yeah, the bricks are nice and clean and stuff, which is really nice considering how absolutely nasty they were just yesterday. So yeah, I will see what can be done for some of this stuff when it'll get listed. Probably not for a while though, because I do want to try and get the rest of that stuff and potentially that stuff listed first. And also there's another 5-pound bag there that I haven't washed yet because I was waiting to see if I could do a video on that again and stuff. So yeah, lots to do. So the person who is sorting the stuff here, trying to go through the bulk, isn't quite working as we were hoping per se, but we do want to try to modify it a little bit. So instead of them sorting all of the parts on their own and stuff like that, what we are actually going to try and do is see if we can combine things a little bit, because my main bottleneck with sorting is, even though I can sort relatively fast and I know most parts, like not all parts, but a fair amount of them, I still don't have every single part memorized. So, not too often, but maybe 1 in 100 or 1 in 200 bricks, I do look up, and that takes a fair amount of time out of it. So we're going to try a thing where I sort, and then I pass them off the bricks that I don't quite know, and then they can check those. And then in the time that would normally take for me to check those, I can just continue sorting. And so that should, in theory, be a significant boost to productivity. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So then with the new system, we were able to get it processed in, I think like the remaining half of it took like not even half an hour to get through. Yogurt time. So we just got some more boxes in the mail, and for reference, this here is the 10 by 10 by 10 inch box we currently use to ship out 5 pounds, and double a 10 by 10 by 10 is a 13 by 13 by 13. However, 13 by 13 by 13 boxes cost a lot. For reference, it's about 50 cents to 75 cents, give or take, for a 10 by 10 by 10 one. Meanwhile, a 13 by 13 by 13 box, you're looking at almost $2 per box. So instead I went for a 12 by 12 by 12, which is 1 foot squared, and it was also only like 50 to 75 cents a box. So yeah, I just went for that because, yeah, double of a 10 by 10 by 10 is 13 by 13 by 13, but yeah, it's too expensive for that. So we went with a 12 by 12 by 12, and yeah, 10 by 10 by 10, we always trim a little bit of it, but yeah, so then in theory that should allow a 12 by 12 by 12 to still work for 10 pounds. Well, we say 5 pounds and 10 pounds, but it's 5 pounds plus 1 free and 10 pounds plus 2 pounds free stuff there. So in theory, that should work for that. And yes, I know you could get some like rectangle boxes and stuff like that, but in general, square boxes are cheaper than the rectangle ones because they're just cheaper for some reason. I think it's just that they're more standard design. Meanwhile, rectangle, you can have so many different options for the sizes and stuff like that, and so to keep all of them stocked, it just costs them more and stuff like that. So yeah, either way, we got some of those in. We'll see how that goes. And then yeah, so today's goal will be to potentially start work on parting out a couple copies of the Yavin 4 Rebel base, because we got, honestly, I couldn't say how many copies of it. I want to say somewhere around 15 to 20 to 25 maybe of them, and then we will see if we can get some of that stuff worked on, though it has 320 lots per set, and so this table is not going to be holding all of that, so yeah, we'll have to see what to do on that. But like the other one, it's I'll be paying someone to work on that, so it won't interfere with getting minifigures uploaded and stuff like that. So yeah, then the goal for today is to work on the minifigures that I was working on here, and then also possibly make a little bit more progress on trying to get some of the bulk here sorted. Also, an interesting update is that eBay is now canceling the quarterly shipping supply coupon. And say normally once you get a store, then each quarter you get a coupon for, it varies per store level. I've got the premium store, which is like 75 bucks a month. So then every quarter they give you like a $75 coupon or something like that. And then, yeah, so they are now canceling that. So that is an interesting update. So yeah, just finished now with washing a little bit more stuff. This one here, we washed a couple things that we got with some of the stuff. This one here, it wasn't quite there, but we can just quickly, with the gloves even, just get a little bit of the stuff there. Most of the stuff was that was dirty on it was there, but we did try to weigh it down a little bit, but it didn't stay too weighed down there. It just floats up because it's a base plate. That's just how it works. But only a few studs were there, but everything else was for the most part underwater. These guys weren't fully underwater there, but overall I made sure to face the stuff down for that. But yeah, so that is now done there. And so this here is, I think it's like 15 base plates or so, and then 3 boat pieces. And yeah, so that is one of the main reasons I wanted to go for the 21-liter version. Not sure if it says anywhere here, because yeah, the 21-liter version, I can fit 32 by 32 base plates in it, as you can see here. And then in theory, on an angle, I can fit 48 by 48 base plates. So yeah, that was that. And yeah, we'll dry it out and see. Actually, I won't do anything until I remove the stuff. But yeah, then we can see how well it washes base plates. So our initial glance, we can see a little bit into the container, and there's a few hairs and stuff like that. A little bit of stuff over here. So yeah, pretty solid clean on the base plates, but we'll hopefully get a slightly better look once the edge finishes draining. But yeah, just in the middle of trying to get through some of the remaining bulk. But yeah, then just a quick check-in on this stuff here, and it seems that one of the 1x4 tiles is missing, and we'll see if we find it somewhere else. But yeah, otherwise that's missing. But yeah, I am still making some progress at the stuff here. So yeah, this here is the second one, because we finished the first one. So the second one, we are just finishing up that one. We did the Bionicle stuff, which is now dried off and in containers for listing eventually. And then these here are all the base plates from it, and actually they might be completely dry now. Those marks and stuff were on there before I got them, so it's not like there's scratch or anything inside of the ultrasonic cleaner. And yeah, they are looking to be quite nice now that they are out of it. And yeah, someone was asking about bubbles on the stuff, and like whether I rinse the parts with water after that or not. I did it for one thing the one time. I can't remember the reasoning why. But yeah, this one here, there's a whole bunch of bubbles on the bottom. But yeah, I did nothing except just set it here, and we look at it, and there is no bubble or bubble residue. And I'm not entirely sure, like here, that's just scratches and scuffs and stuff like that. It's not residue. And yeah, so I'm not entirely sure if that's because it's just the soap just disappears naturally and that's normal, or if it's because I use this special soap that's got like nothing added that could leave residue, because I need to go for the scent-free stuff in order to get this for Lego, just so that there's no problems or anything like that. But yeah, the stuff seems to be dry. The scratching there is how all of these used parts are when you get them in lots, and stuff like that. So yeah, lots of stuff here. And yeah, these ones here, you can see a lot of scratches there. Initially, at a first glance, it looks like marks, but we can just try to move some of it, and we can see there's nothing new there. Actually, that tiny thing there might be. Let's try again. Right over here. And then, yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. So yeah, it's just heavy scratching and stuff like that. In theory, some of that you might be able to get off with a brush, but then at that point, yeah, you don't even know if that would work, and stuff like that. So yeah, in general, yeah, it's just heavy scratching most likely. And then yeah, I got a nice base for a boat. But yeah, good progress. So yeah, I just finished with going through the other bulk lot thing, and was able to get another 25 pounds of bulk added. It was like 29, but then you, with the free stuff, just change it. And then we got another 2 containers of stuff from it. So that one there was $300 plus a bit of stuff to pick it up. And then out of it, we got like 350 in bulk. Like the pickup thing was like 100 something. So then we got 350 in bulk, not including fees, or I'm not sure if that even includes the other stuff. But yeah, then we got 2 containers of stuff there, and then we got the 3 containers of Bionicle here. And then we also got this container thing here of the minifigure parts. So yeah, lots of good variety of stuff there. And yeah, the bulk is now listed. But yeah, since the listing was dead for maybe a week or so, well, not quite, but almost a week, then the listing needs to hit the search thing again. Also, we are still adjusting the pricing, see what happens. Because yeah, initially I had thought that the price per pound thing on the listings of the more major ones were like $11, $10 a pound mark, but then I looked again and they're like $17 a pound for the major ones. So yeah, we will see what happens and where it is. But yeah, we will try to basically figure out in like 72-hour periods. Like for example, if I had 100 pounds of Lego for sale and then how much sells in 72 hours, if it's more than I estimate I can get in on average, then I will raise the price the next time I add more. But if it's less, then I will either keep it the same or lower it a little bit. And I just see a Lego brick here. I think that fell out of that. I dropped a few earlier. But yeah, we will see on that. But currently it is at $11.95 a pound. But yeah, we will see what happens. We could end up lowering it or maybe increasing it. We're not entirely sure yet because that's the mystery of that stuff there. But yeah, lots of stuff to go through. I can't even figure out how many hundreds of pounds of things we need to list. Because yeah, even though we don't list any of the common parts, we have lots of specialty parts to work on. And yeah, it'll take a while, but that is the fun part because the bigger the backlog, the more cool things you have to work on. And yeah, so this here is the 5-pound thing. And so I'm about halfway through the first container, give or take. And there's still a few interesting parts here. Although I should probably grab this and bring it over. It's all of the metallic parts that I've taken off of this because we've got the helmets for the dwarves and stuff. But I do want to wait on using those a little bit for now because there's a bit of mix and matching and stuff like that. Like this one here, for example, could have either of the two helmets or something. So just want to wait till I have them all again to figure out what's what on that. But yeah, good progress on this. Getting some minifigures ready for eBay. Some of these are just the ones that I was able to find the stuff for from other lots. But yeah, overall good progress. And then a progress update on the stuff here. I'm not sure if I said earlier about how the one tile was missing, but it was eventually found in another container or something. But yeah, so lots of progress there and some more stuff on the cart. And yeah, we'll see when we can get that uploaded. Yogurt time. We just did a little bit of destructive disassembly on the horses because, yeah, if you remember from a couple vlogs back, actually, I'm not even sure if it was in the vlog, but there was this horse here. I think these are part number BB1289 because there's no number on Bricklink. So I took apart the one to get the number for Bricklink, but then I realized that there's 3 versions of it. So I had this version here in my inventory, so I took it out, and then the one here I didn't have, so I ordered it, got it in the mail today, and took them apart, so we should be able to update I don't know how many entries on Bricklink. We'll check in a moment. There is 17 entries on Bricklink, but as you can see, there's like C01, and then if you scroll down a little bit, you can see that there is C03, and then a little bit further, there is a little bit further right here, there is a CO2, and yeah, that just refers to the mane on the horse. Like this one here had a mohawk type one, and this one had this thing, and then this one had this one and stuff like that. But yeah, we got them, and we can hopefully update the numbers on those now so they have official numbers, because BB is just Bricklink's way of having it when there is no official number. No official number they could find on the part, but since they're broken open, we can usually find some numbers, though it's not like that for every single part. So this is what it looks like now. So just a whole bunch of the horses there, and then some stuff about the numbers, and then I got all of the different images here with all of the different numbers, and then a couple more in an additional response. So yeah, it's really interesting on these ones, since for the most part the base numbers, which is the left side and right side of the body of the horse, the left side, the right side of the head of the horse, and the tail of the horse were the same, except the left side of the head of this horse was different than the others. The right side had the same number, but yeah, who knows on that. But yeah, so that is now done for now. Might need to get some more in the future, I asked them, and if we do, then I'll buy some more of them, but otherwise this might be done now. But in the meantime, they just go in the pile of stuff there that's got stuff waiting in case stuff is needed again in the future on them. So then while I work on catching up on the minifigure parts and stuff like that, then I am going to now start washing the specialty parts that we want to list, because like we've got all of the containers here and stuff like that. Well, that's minifigs, but like of all of the specialty parts and stuff from the different lots we want to list and stuff, like just like masks and like more unique like items. And yeah, so for those ones, we're going to process them differently than the minifigures, because minifigures, we can just process them one by one and stuff like that. But for the specialty items, we'll wash them, dry them, and then probably put them in a box. And then once it's at that, then we can treat them somewhat like normal bulk or sorting, and then we can sort from categories and then list from there, because it's more common like bricks, even though they are specialty bricks. Like all of them are worth like X amount of cents or dollars or more and stuff like that. And yeah, that seems to be broken, or is that how that's supposed to be? Let's see. It's in reverse. So it's the inside track thing. Yeah, I think that's a little bit broken there. Interesting. But yeah, so we are currently just washing and drying it, and then we will see how much room it takes up. And yeah, there still is water. That one was upside down, and I just put water on the other stuff, so I should probably spin that again. But yeah, then we can hopefully get some containers of that stuff, and then eventually work on that when we got some time. So just finished with washing the stuff again, and yeah, like the other times, you can see a whole bunch of random stuff at the bottom of the thing. I just realized I forgot to tilt it, but yeah, we can see lots of stuff getting cleaned out, and yeah, good progress. Yogurt time. So it looks like eBay actually backed down on the getting rid of the shipping supply coupon stuff. And yeah, we will, I guess, be getting the shipping supply coupons, and as an apology, at least I think that's how, it's just like a fancy way of saying sorry, they're going to be giving a higher shipping coupon this April, and then after that, back in July, it'll go back to normal. But yeah, so on the bulk listing, sold another 5-pound thing. So yeah, we will get that shipped out, and yeah, so 5 pounds at $14.95 a pound, plus the 1 pound free. So yeah, we will get that one packed up, and then once that's packed up, that means we will have 10, 15, then someone ordered 6 instead of the 5 to get one free. I'm not sure if people actually want the 6 plus 1 pounds, or if they just don't quite understand the listing and think they have to order 6 pounds to get it, but they get 7 pounds. So there's that. Like, I mean, I have it like 3 or 4 times on the listing. Just buy 5, you get one free. So yeah, just always assume that the customer just wanted more then, because yeah, I've had it several times. I've never had any customer message me or anything. So yeah, we'll just ship that out. So it's a weird one there. So it's 10 pounds, 5 pounds, 6 pounds, and then 2 free for the 10-pound one, 1 free for the 5-pound one, 1 free for the 6-pound one. So that is 21 plus 4, 25 pounds there. Now we're shipping out 5 pounds plus 1 free. So we are shipping out 31 pounds of bulk. And yeah, we will see how it continues and see if that was a one-off sale at the new price, or if it actually continues like that. And yeah, the views on the listing have started to continue again. And yeah, so I'm assuming it must have just been a weird bug then, where it said that there's absolutely no views on the listing for like 13, no, probably around like 15 hours. It's just such a weird thing. But yeah, it seems to be back to normal now. Similar views to as it was before. And yeah, I'm still expecting the sales to be slower for a while, since we increased the price again, because people will probably just empty out their carts and go elsewhere who might have seen it when it was at a previous one. But I'd say if we give it a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, then that should more so level out. But we'll see if we can just continue to do stuff there, and yeah, we will pack up this order. So today we are shipping out $810.45. That's between the eBay orders, the Bricklink orders, and the bulk. And yeah, so all of the different drawers from upstairs were brought down. So now we've got all the bricks from the set covering the table, multiple levels of the cart, and the freezer. And there might be more somewhere. I honestly have no idea, but we will try to get some of this stuff parted out after we ship everything out. So I slightly misspoke earlier. It is 2 things that are 10 pounds with 2 pounds, 1 thing of 5 pounds with 1 pound, and 1 thing of 6 pounds with 1 pound. So now that Bricklink seems to be working again after seemingly only being down for me and only for several random pages, I am going to start working on parting out the set now. We now have all of the parts here, and yeah, it is going to take a while for the first ones, for sure, because yeah, finding them is going to be a bit difficult. Undoubtedly, there'll be duplicates that we missed, and then we have to go back and stuff like that, but that's pretty standard there. And the way I like to part out sets is, even though yes, you can do it through a brick store, my computer can't exactly move around, so it's not that big of a help per se. If I had a laptop, it could make it faster to do that, but I have one upstairs, but it's not for the Lego, and it's moving all the stuff, so we just don't usually use anything other than the computer here. And yeah, so basically I like to just have 2 screens up, one of the inventory part out page or set part out page of all of the different things, and then on the other screen I have the next window up, and then we can look for all of the orange lines there, and then those are the ones that I know that I already have and then can put away, because otherwise you just kind of have to leave things everywhere. But in this way I can just always either add it or put it away for every single one as we go, and yeah, see what happens there for that. And it usually works, but what I do is when I put like when I add a new part, without consolidating it, I don't just immediately put the drawer away. I set it to the side, so like on the freezer, or if it's a smaller set, on the cart there. And then once it is all parted out, I can then just double check that nothing is missing or marks in the store's inventory before putting it away, because otherwise, if one is, you're never finding that back. And yeah, so I will start to go through this. And then one way that I like to just confirm to see if I've got all of the parts in the drawer and that there isn't more, and another one is, instead of just counting like 38 of these here, I just ask myself, okay, is this more than 19 or less? Or exactly 19 or something like that. And this here, you don't have to count them all to know that there's just more than 19 here. So since we parted out 19 copies of the set, then we know that there isn't going to be another drawer that has this, unless it's got like just 1 or 2, but that's not like that for any of them. Well, there might be theoretically 1 or 2 that were just couldn't find the original drawer, but in general that cuts down on a lot of them. It doesn't really work for like the larger ones, like a quantity of 114. That's a little bit hard to estimate, but if you see like only a few in one drawer, then you know that it's just not enough for that. And so it does work in not all, but a good amount of the cases. So we just finished with the set now, and yeah, we got some drawers here that we have to put away. Like if there's not enough room in a drawer, it just goes to the side here. But yeah, so then we just finished the set, all of this stuff here for that. And yeah, so it is 19,988 items, 309 lots for $3,519.37. And that is now uploaded. So I have all of these tabs here that are things I need to work on. But then the one thing I always like to do first is then go to inventory here, and then go to missing my remarks. And then we can see all the things missing remarks. So for the CMFs, I just don't have remarks right now. And then we missed this one here, which I caught earlier and I had set aside, but I was already on the other page, so I couldn't do anything about it. And yeah, so then that is now done. And then basically I just go here, I refresh the page, and then we can see here. So we've got that. We can grab that, and then let's actually just see if we can set the phone down there for a moment. Then just put the parts into a bag, like that, close it up, and then we have the bag, and then we can just find a box to put it in, like that, grab the scanner, scan that, and then press enter, and that's done, and just rinse and repeat for the last ones here. Then put the boxes away, not that one, just the 3, and then yeah, that will be it, and we'll call it a day. And then tomorrow should finally be able to edit some of the videos, because I just haven't had time this week. And Saturday, usually I don't like to start any projects that take a while, so I usually have a bit more free time. So then tomorrow, hopefully I can start editing some of the stuff again, and stuff like that. But yeah, then I will get to work on these. And then we have a whole bunch of the drawers over here for the thing, just like we're showing that if something's missing a mark, we just put it here. And so this is what the drawers look like. And yeah, they'll get put away tomorrow. And then yeah, so with that, I'm not sure if this box was filled with drawers or if it was that one or something, but we were able to get a whole bunch of drawers in use again that were sitting around. However, as you can see, we still have a lot of boxes of drawers left. So yeah, we are at the close of the month, basically. And yeah, so I might be slightly mistaken on this, but I believe that after the used purge, we dropped from, well, before the sale stuff, we were at like 21 or 22,000 lots, I think. Then after the purge, we dropped down, I believe it was below 5,000. It might have been in the low 4,000s. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we are now back up to 6,720 lots. And yeah, so our first goal is to get back to 10,000 lots. So at this rate, if all goes well, hopefully by March sometime, we might be able to hit that. And then after that, our goal will be 20,000 lots. And then by the time we hit that, sales should hopefully have returned to somewhat normal on Bricklink and Brick Owl, because yeah, eBay sales are mostly propping things up right now, which we expected to a point. And yeah, hopefully we can get Bricklink and Brick Owl to what they were before, and then if we can do that, then we will have accomplished our goal with well, at least part of the goal with all the changing and switches and stuff and how we operate. But yeah, good progress. Yogurt time. So yeah, the drawers on the freezer are now all put away, and yeah, so then today, going to try to make some progress on the vlogs, but then after that, I really want to try and get a whole bunch of the minifigure things uploaded again, because yeah, I got distracted this week with a whole bunch of stuff, and so didn't really get too many of those done, but we should hopefully be able to make some progress on that again, so I will try to look at some of that stuff. But yeah, then this is the end of the vlog. Today is Saturday, vlog will be out Monday, and the next vlog the Monday after that.